Welcome back to the Crochet Cradles. That's my friends at Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host, Mikey. Today's the Peaks and Valleys crochet blanket. This is a really remarkable blanket. It's made up of diamonds that are put together at the end, and we're going to talk about that. Now, there are 6 different types of motifs here, and all they are is a difference of color. So you can see motif 1 here is make 13, 14, 15, 15, 13, and 13. And you can see A is as color 1. Okay, so there's the colors there, and you're going to see that C as color 2, and just keep on going with that way. So you're going to see in the instructions when you go to start this is that you're going to see your colors kind of working its way out with color 1 chain 42. So color 1, it was A for this particular motif. Color 1 for this motif was C, and etc. So you can follow this information to get exactly what you need here. This is using Bernat Lattice yarn. You're going to notice is that we're going to take you through the instruction, and I'm going to show you how to change color. But what you have here is you have your different motifs. So you may want to label what your motifs are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when you go to put it together, you're going to put it together in this order if you want to match the exact sample that you see here, which is amazing, right? So here is the crochet diagram. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just show you how to get started on this thing. I'll show you how to change color, and then I'll take you through all of the 20 rows to do that. And then I will explain how to join this thing together. It does have no straight edges on the edge like so. There is tassel work if you would like to do that. If you don't want tassels, just leave them off. But I think this blanket overall is a really signature piece, probably for your home decor. So without further ado, let's just grab our yarn to play. It's a 5mm size H crochet hook, and let's begin to start your journey. So let's start a motif using color 1, whichever one you wanted, and you were going to chain a total of 42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and go all the way to 42, and meet me back here in just a moment. So let's begin then. So you're going to go second chain from the hook, and you're going to single crochet 2 single crochets, second chain from the hook. So you can see that on the diagram as well. So just count it back. So 1 and 2. I would recommend getting the back hump of the chain, but if you don't want to, that's up to you. So put 2 into that one. And now I'm going to stay silent, and I'm going to single crochet the next 16 in a row, and I'll count that quietly in my head. Now that I have 16 completed, the next 3 chains will be a 3 together single crochet. So just go right into your next chain, yarn over, pull through, and hold it onto your hook. Do the next one, next chain, yarn over, pull through, and do the next one, same thing. You now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4, and you need to skip the next stitch out, the next chain, and then the next 3 are going to become together. Okay, so we're going to skip 1 and put the next 3 together. Once you see the 4 loops, you're done. So now going up the other side, you will have 16, you actually have 17 stitches left, but the next 16 are going to be all single crochet, and I will count that starting in the next one quietly in my head. Okay, 16 is next, and I have one more stitch left. So in the very last chain, you should have 2 single crochets into the same chain. So we have 1 and 2, and this was officially row number 1. So you can see that we've taken the straight chain and we've gone into this major point, just like you see. Let's turn our work and let's do row number 2. And it doesn't say to change the color yet, so we're not going to. And we're moving on to row number 2 next. And what I'm going to recommend to you before we do this is that I think we should label what is the right side of the work and what is the wrong side. And the reason for that is that I want to be able to identify this because there's 2 different distinct rows that is going to be used in this pattern. So I'm just going to pull up and I'm just going to put in a stitch marker, which is just spare yarn, on the front side of this thing before I turn it. So whenever I see this, I'm going to know that this is the right side of the work, the front side. And I'll explain why I'm doing it in more detail later, and you'll thank yourself if you do it too. Okay, so whenever I see that, it's going to be the right side, and if I don't see it, it's the wrong side. So turn your work and let's do row number 2, and let's begin. So row number 2, you're going to chain up 1, and you were going to single crochet into the first one, and then you're going to continue to single crochet until you get closer to the bottom. So you're going to single crochet the first one. Okay, so you're going to do that one. So this is counting as 1 of 17. So just count that as 1 and count all the way to 17. So keep moving down. So I'm going to do that quietly. So I'm at 17 now. So I'm looking to where the stitches are here. And so the next 2 right here are going to be coming a 2 together single crochet. So instead of 3, you're just only doing 2. And then the next 2 after this is going to be 2 together as well. And then you're just going to single crochet yourself all the way back to the top to the end of the row. So you really don't need to count it because there's nothing more to count, and I'll see you at the end of the row in a moment, and I'm just going to stay quiet. So every time you're doing a row of these, you're actually going to be eliminating out extra rows that you'll see. Okay, so you're going to go right to the end, which is right here. Okay, and you're going to turn your work. It doesn't say to cut the yarn yet, so we're going to do that. And you can see the V shape is taking a nice effect, but I want to do something on the diagram just to show you. What I recommend to you, on this side of the diagram, I would put RS for right side, and this side, WS for wrong side. So whenever you're looking at the right side of the project, you're going to be going down this way. And so you are going to put your 2 into the first stitch here, and then when you're on the wrong side, you don't bother to put 2 into the first stitch. And so things are slightly different right here in the middle because of the 2 rows. Let's move on to row number 3. Turning our work and doing row number 3, which is the right side of the work, and I can tell because of this as well. So we're going to start, and you're going to chain 1, and you're going to put 2 single crochets into the very first stitch. And this time, when you go down, you're going to do the next 14 in a row. So we're eliminating out stitches at the base as we go. So you're going to notice it's very much like a corner to corner. So we have 1, and so we got to do 14. So we did 1 already, 2, and I'll count quietly. So I did 14. So the next 3 in a row are going to be coming a 3 together single crochet. So 1, 2, 3. And how many loops do you need to have on the hook before you pull through? The answer is right in front of you, it's 4. And then we do the next 3 going up the other side. 3 together single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to do the next 14 stitches in a row, but here's a tip. The very last stitch is going to have 2 single crochets in there, so you can count it, but you probably don't need to if you can identify the last stitch, but I'll count it anyway just to be sure. And I got 1, and you're going to go all the way to 14. Okay, so I go on all the way to 14. I only have 1 stitch left, and in that one, there's going to be 2 single crochets in there. So we're officially done this color, so I'm going to show you how to change out your color. I'm only going to show it to you once, and you're just going to trim your yarn, and just long enough that you can get it through a tapestry needle. And another tip that I would have for you as well, I would consider doing something like this and then going to my next motif with a different color and completing it, because you'll remember the steps a lot easier and kind of work on a batch of them. So then you'll get like your 6 motifs with your bottom color like this, and then you can do the next few rows of the next color and continue all that as well. So that's up to you. It's faster to crochet that way. So what I want you to do is just turn it around a little bit and then just drag it through the stitch work. Do not interfere with the top edge. Okay, so I don't want to see that needle up there. Just drag it through. And when you pull the first time, do not change the shape of your motif. So you're going to go through a second time, and then you want to do it 3 times as a charm. So any loose ends that you'll want to do, I would recommend you do it as you go, because you have a lot of motifs to do and it would be a nightmare at the end. Okay, so you're going to pull through, and that's it. And remember, that's where you finished. So just lay this down, because your next one is going to start right here, which is row number 4, and I'll be right back. Let's start row number 4 with a fresh color, whatever it's suggested it to do, because there's 6 different motifs. Put it onto the hook with a slip knot, and then come into the top of the first single crochet. And what you can do, which is nicer, if you yarn over, you don't have to chain up 1, so just yarn over, pull through, and don't pull through everything, and just pull through then 2 at the same time. That's a standing single crochet, and then leave this tail off, and you're going to weave that tail in later. Okay, so now we're going to start, and this is 1 of 15, and so you're going to count and start just getting to 15. So start with the next one, 2, and I'll count quietly. So 3, 15 is here. So the next 2 only are going to be a 2 together single crochet, and then the next 2 after that is also going to be a 2 together. And now you can just whip up the other side and just single crochet all the way to the end. So you don't need to worry about putting an extra one at the end, you just go right to the end. So right into the end, we're not going to change our color, and then we're going to turn our work. We're back on the right side of the work. We can tell by this, and we're going to start row number 5 next. Number 5, back on the right side of the work, we're going to chain 1, and you're going to put 2 single crochets into the first, and then you're going to do the next 12 in a row, and I'll count quietly to myself. So 1, 'Once I have my 12, these next 3 are going to be coming together, single crochet 3 together. And then the next 3 after that going up will be together as well. So 3 together, single crochet. And now you can count going up the other side. It's going to be 12 and then 2 into the last one. Or if you're confident, just single crochet, and on the very last stitch, just put in 2. Last stitch goes in, you put 2 into the very last one. You're not going to change your color yet. You're going to turn your work, and let's move on to row number 6. So if you haven't noticed yet, which I failed to notice myself, is that I'm noticing that I'm coming up on an angle like this at the top, which is kind of cool. So we're eliminating out stitches, so this is going to get faster and faster. Let's move on to row number 6. Row number 6 is the wrong side, so you're just going to chain up 1 and put in 1 single crochet in the first one, and that counts as 1 of 13, so you can count out to 13. So this is going to be number 2, once I have my 13 in, the next 2 are going to be coming together as 1, and then the next 2 going up the other side will be 2 together, and then you're just going to blaze on through and just put 1 single crochet in each one of them right to the end. So don't put any extra in the end, just go right to the very end and stop. And this will be the end of this color. So I need you to fasten off. I've already shown you how to do that, and then we're going to add a new color in just a moment. For tutorial purposes, I should be using this and be able to weave in my ends with the tapestry needle. I'm not going to bother because this is a tutorial. And so you're going to start a new color right at the top of this one. You're back to the right side of the work for row number 7. With the color 3, and so you're going to join it, and you can do a standing single crochet for that too. So if it's on the hook already, just pull through and then pull through 2, and that's a standing single, and then put another single crochet into that same one. So there's 2 into the beginning of that one, and then you're going to come on down and you're going to do the next 10 in a row. And I'm just going to throw the tail out to the side. So 1, and I'll count real quietly, 2, 3, there's 10. And then the next 3 is 3 together, single crochet. And then coming up the other side, put the next 3 together, and then keep on going. And so the very top last one is going to have 2 into the same one. So that will be, according to the notes, there's 10 going up. So 1, 2, and 10 is the next one, and I got one more stitch left. It's the right side of the work. And you're going to put 2 into the very last one. Okay, we're not going to get rid of this color and move on to round number 8. Round number 8, chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet in the first one, and then just do, it says to go to number 8, 1 single crochet in the next 11, so that's considered 1 that we just did, and count out to 11, so 2, 2. So there's 11 done, and I have 2 more left, and those 2 are going to become together as 1, and then the next 2 going up the other side are together, and then you're just going to go all the way to the end with single crochet, not adding anything at the end of that. Right into the very end, and then you're going to turn your work, and let's move on to round number 9. We're not getting rid of this color, so we're going to keep on going another round with that, or another row with that color. Row number 9, chain up 1 and put 2 single crochet into the first, and then you're going to blaze on down and do the next 8 in a row. So we have 1, 2. Once you get your 8, you're going to have the next 3 in a row after your 8 are done, and it's going to be a 3 together single crochet and 3 together going up the other side, and then you have the next 8 going up this side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and in the last one you got 2 into the same stitch. And then this is the end of this color, so you want to fasten off this color, get rid of it, and then you'll move on to a new color for round number 10, or row number 10. So make sure you weave in your ends before you start. I'd recommend that. And so this is what it's looking like so far. We are just going to start off with a slip knot onto the hook. This is the wrong side, so you're just going to join with a standing single crochet. So that counts as the very first one. And so you're doing the first 9. So this is 1, 2, 3. Once you get your 9 in, put the next 2 together, and then put the next 2 together going up the other side, and then just go all the way across to the end. Okay, and the last one is just a regular stitch, no extras, and that was row number 10. So turn your work and let's do row number 11. Row number 11, you're going to chain up 1 and you'll put 2 single crochets into the first one. And then you're going to go down 6. So 1, 'Once you get your 6 in, the next 3 are together. The next 3 going up are together. And then you're going to go all the way to the end, and in the last one you'll put 2 single crochet in there. Okay, 2 singles into the end. We're not going to get rid of this color, and we're going to turn our work and do row number 12. Row number 12, we're going to chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet in the same one, and you're going to continue down. So this is 1 of 7, so let's start with the next one. 2, 3, 7 are in. Put the next 2 together, and then the next 2 together, and then do all the rest going all the way to the end. This will be the end of this color. So get rid of this color and move on to a new color for row number 13. Row number 13. I don't know why I'm doing rounds today. I've already turned my work. I'm on row number 13, and I'm just going to join it with a standing single crochet. This is the right side is facing up, I can tell by that. So I'm going to join it with a standing single crochet and then put 1 extra into the same one. So I want to move down the side now, and it's going to be the next 4 in a row. Okay, and now the next 3 are going to be coming together. 3 going up the other side together. And then just keep going all across until you get to the last one, and then put 2 into the last. And that was row number 13. Turn our work and let's do row number 14. Row number 14, chain up 1 and put 1 single crochet in each of the first 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then put these 2 together. Put the next 2 together, and then do the remaining going up to the other side. Let's turn our work and do row number 15. Number 15, chain up 1 and put 2 into the first one. And then the next 2 are by themselves, so just 2. And then we're going to put the next 3 together. So 1, 2, 3. And then put the next 3 together. And then you're going to keep on going until you get to the end. So it's technically just 2 going up and then 2 into the last. This will be the end of this color, and the very final few rows that we have left are all going to be the same color that you'll have. And so we're going to get rid of this and move on to the next color and finish off this, starting on row number 16 next. Row number 16, just join it to the very beginning and do a standing single crochet, just 1 into that stitch. So that one plus is number 1 of 3, so you'll do the next one. So this is number 2 and 3, and you'll put the next 2 together and the next 2 together and do the final 3 going up the other side. that was row number 16. Turn your work. Let's do number 17. 17, you're going to chain up 1, put 2 into the first one. Okay, and then you're going to put the next 3 together. Put the next 3 together. And then you were just going to then put 2 into the last one. And that was row number 16. That was row number 17. Just turn our work and do row number 18 next. Number 18, we're going to chain up 1 and we're going to put 1 single crochet into the first, and we're going to put the next 2 together, and then put the next 2 together, and then 1 into the last. Okay, let's turn our work and do row number 19 next. So row number 19, chain up 1 and put single crochet 2 together twice. So put the first 2 together and then put the last 2 together. Turn your work and let's do row number 20. Last row, number 20, just chain up 1 and do single crochet 2 together. That's it. So this is the end of your motif. And because you labeled what side was the good side, the right side facing up, you're going to notice is that there's a bit of a fundamental difference in the way that it looks, and it has everything to do with that single crochet 3 together and the 2 together right in the center. So this is what it will look like, a nice diamond shape, just like you see. If you want to block them, meaning to like dampen them and lay flat, that's something that you can decide to do. And you're going to see how these are going to puzzle together next. So we're going to talk about that, and then I'll talk to you about the edging, and then if you want to do the tassels, you can do that as well. On page number 3, you're going to have the diagram just like you see. So what you're going to need to do is that you're going to have to start single crocheting these together. So I would probably start here, go down, up, and do all the way across, and then keep on doing that until everything has been put together. So all you're just going to do is that with the color yarn that it's suggesting, which is the color F, is that when you go to do this, and say you are joining here, you are going to join to this one, which is the very end, okay? And then you're going to grab the next motif and you're just going to single crochet those 2 together. Okay, so you're going through both of the diamonds at the same time. So you'll go into this one and then you go into the matching one. So here on the ends, treat each one at the end of the rows like it's a stitch just like this. And so you can see that you have 3, 6, 9, and etc. And just treat those as equally spacing. And the single crochet here lifts off of the project so that it will be really quite good for you. So when you look at it, you'll see that it's lifting off just like this. So it's going to hide any imperfections, especially in this region here. Okay, and you're going to puzzle that together. Once this is all done and you have the whole blanket put together, you are then going to go around the edging with the color F, which is the same color that you did all the joining. And it says, work single crochet evenly around, having 3 single crochets in the peaks. Okay, every time you see a peak that you have, and then single crochet 2 in the valleys. So when you get, and there's a valley, there's going to be a single crochet 2 together here. So it's really just looking for the peaks in order to get it to turn. So there's a peak there, there's a peak, and etc. And then you can decide to make your tassels. Here's the instructions for that. In the article, I will put information on how to make tassels just in case you don't know. There's going to be a video there for you to be able to follow. But this is the basic concept of this motif, which is probably the hardest part of it all, if there is any hard part at all. And this is a really fun project. And this is the Peaks and Valleys Crochet Blanket by Yarnspirations.com.